Tuesday. My name's Paul Church from Clarity Crafts here in the UK. How's everybody doing today? I know it takes a while for people to tune in and to be notified that we've gone live, so I shall waffle for a little bit, and I reckon Mo will be the first one in the chat this morning. What do you reckon? Do I say good morning to Mo, or is someone else going to beat Mo into the room? Oh, that went down. There we go. Good morning, Mo. Welcome. I knew you'd be the first one in the room, as always. So hope you are well. Here we go. Here comes everybody. Here comes Naheed, lovely Jane Telford, Karen. Here we go. All the usual lovely faces. Sunny Crawley. Yeah, let's start off. Oh, the lovely Josie's in the room. Patricia. Should we start off with our usual, while everyone's pulling up a chair, what's the weather like where everybody is today? It's sunny at the moment, but I think some showers are forecast later today, but it is what it is, and can't change the weather. We just have to go with the flow. So the lovely Sue is in the room with you, and I've just had notification that all is good. So there we go. Glynis, Christine, Mr. Ken, Jill. Sunny, sunny, sunny. Oh, a bit of cloud up north. So the lovely Clarity Sue is in the room with you today. So if you have any questions or you need anything, she's there to help. And I know our lovely design team will also be there to answer any questions as we work through. So I don't reckon this coffee is going to last the hour. So hope everybody's well. My clock seems a little bit fast. 2 minutes past. I know it was a little bit later than normal. Normally I try to come on about 3-4 minutes beforehand just to make sure everything's okay. But I got distracted. I was having a play with the book to see what we're getting up to today. So cloudy in Liverpool. Patricia's in France. Mo's had her coffee already. She likes it red hot. Ooh, missus. Yeah, I can't drink it straight away. I have to let it sort of go, not room temperature, but just off the hot. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good day today. Good day. Rewind. Groovi Tuesday again. And I've got some sneaky peeks of a fantastic new and exclusive launching on Create and Craft this Thursday at 4 p.m. But probably about past, we'll probably have a sneaky peek of what's coming up. And I've got some fantastic artwork. I've been absolutely blown away by what the design team have done. I'm not going to say this is my favorite one of the collection so far, but I really love the artwork and what's been done with it. So you'd have to stay tuned for that sneaky peek of some fantastic artwork. So we're working on, last week we started using the Pergamano Handbook for Multi-Needle Tools Volume 2 by Linda Williams. And each week we're going to work through one tool at a time. And then on the following Sunday, i.e. Sunday coming, there is a double step-by-step tutorial from the lovely Glynis using that particular tool. So I know many of you sort of tuned in on Sunday and found it. And what Glynis has done, she's taken, I love this because it makes it so achievable. And she's taken the tags and then decorated around the outside with the various different tools and then just changed the centerpiece. So this one here, this is using both of these are using the small Pico V tool, and they were featured in the Clarity Matters blog on Sunday just gone. Next in the collection is the medium Pico V tool. Now, just to give you a heads up, literally, this little design is going to be the design of the week later today. And so if you like this, these are great. There's hats, bags, shoes. I know it's one of Barb's favourite designs, and that's going to be available in stamps and in Groovi. But it was quite apt that it's a design of the week. Just a coincidence. And this little snowflake has been created using the tools. Okay. Then moving on, we've got the large Pico V, and what Glynis has done, she's combined the large, the medium, and the small to go around the outside. This is a tree from Barbara's Christmas tree sampler plate, and many of you will recognise this. This is one of lovely Linda Williams' designs. So it shows how versatile the different tools are, and specifically if you, I mean, Glynis has created these little tags just to show what you can do with them, but you can incorporate these in any of the designs you choose. The next two are using, that's a Tina Cox bauble, and that's from Barb's sampler plate, and these are using the angle tool around the outside. Okay. We have another bauble from Tina and another paisley, and this is using the cross tool. I mean, look at that. Let me bring this one up really close. Look at that picot cutting. And if you want to know how that's done, then you have to tune in to the Clarity Matters blog in the next couple of weeks. And then the final one, this is using the 4-in-4 tool. And you may recognise this if you tuned into Create and Craft on Saturday just gone. This is from the Travel and Hobbies collection. So you can take something as sort of beautiful as an image and then just enhance it with the various different designs using the tools. So that's what we've been looking at over the past couple of weeks. Let's pop those somewhere safe, and that one. And we'll bring in the handbook for multi-needle tools. So last week, what we had a look at was, we looked at the Pico V small, and you have these fantastic sampler patterns that you need to print off. Need to make sure that they're printed actual size. So this week, we're going to have a look at the Pico V medium tool. So it's the same shape, but just in a different size. So when you have a look at what's been created with the small, you can create also with the large, the medium and the large as well. It will just give you, there's no physical pattern for those, but if you look at, let's have a look at this one here. Even this design here, just going along the border, you can do this in small, medium and large. You'll just get a different result. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to go to the medium, and we'll have a look at a couple of different designs. Now on each of them, you've got the various different guides on where you need to do any white work if you choose to. But you've also got this reference guide. I mean, look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. Adding a line in. I love this. Look at the bow. Who'd have thought from a multi-needle tool you could create a bow? So it's all about just having a play. I love this one as well. Look at that. It's like a little row of Christmas trees, isn't it? And then this one like a big M. And so you've got these fantastic patterns that we're going to work on over the course of the coming weeks. Okay. So for today's session, what we're going to need, same as last week really, we need our printed pattern. Okay, I'm going to put the book to one side. We need our Pico foam, which is the shallow foam. We need that. We're going to need our Groovi guard. We're also going to need our super foam a little bit later. Okay, and then we're going to take the medium Pico V tool, and that is the number 2 tool. There we go, so that's the middle one. We're going to need that. We're going to need a tumble dry sheet. One will be sufficient. I'm going to need my glasses, for sure, and some parchment, and some Groovi tabs to get going. And we're just going to have a play and see what we can come up with. And there's a few tips and tricks that we can show, but once you get into it, it is really quite addictive. And the patterns you can use a couple of times, as long as you perforate in the right position when you're doing it, then the pattern you can use a couple of times. Now, the best type of paper to copy onto is the cheapest and the thinnest paper. Okay, so this is an 80 GSM, but you can get thinner copier papers. So it's all about, I mean, if you're printing it at home yourself, that's fine. Some of you may have to go to the library or a local post office to get them copied. So if you're going to do that, I would definitely suggest getting a couple of copies printed, and maybe looking ahead, copy a couple of them for the upcoming weeks. So that's all we're going to need. Then we may need number 3 and 4 and our 1 and 2 from the starter kit. Let's do a little bit of white work. Okay, Jane has just posted A what? Is it an A? Or is it an image of a Pico V? Let me put my glasses on. It could be a Pico V. Let me have a look. Oh, it is an A. Okay. Is this a game? Is everyone doing the alphabet? A, B. Who's doing C? Oh, dearie me. Okay. So, I think we're going to have a nice chilled session, like we always do every Tuesday. Who tuned into the Craft-along on Friday night? I had fun with that. There we go. Everyone's playing the game today. Jane says a lot of printers now have the facility to photocopy now. They do indeed. Oh dear, chat amongst yourselves. I don't mind. Yeah, the Craft-along on Friday evening was brilliant. I really enjoyed it, and we was working with part 2 of Linda's layering frames, and this week sees the launch of part 3, and we'll have another Craft-along planned for September, so we can put those through their paces. And I've already got an idea of the one that I want to do in the Craft-along, but we'll see. Lots can happen between now and then, but I've got an idea of where I want to go. So Sue joined in with the Craft-along, super duper. You know, it's great having the interaction. And on Friday evening, that we had quite a few new people join us that had recently found the Groovi train or the Groovi bus, and have definitely taken up a seat on that bus. It's great. And when we do the TV shows and viewers email in what they've created, their first piece of artwork, it's brilliant. It really is. Linda, yes, well, I'm going to try and be sensible. That was very good, funny yesterday, wasn't it? I had a catch up with Barb this morning, and she was still laughing. She was still laughing about her flowers. So we won't go any further. So yes. Okay, are we ready? I think we're ready. Because you know what, this time when it's 1:15 already, the time just flies when we get in the groove. Even though we're not getting in the groove, but we're enjoying the art of parchment craft. Okay, so to start off with, what we're going to do, we're going to take our piece of parchment and we're going to wipe it on both sides. It's always a good habit to get into, that if you know that you're going to be perforating, it's always a good idea to wipe both sides of your parchment. Okay, I mean, maybe do it even if you're not going to do any perforating. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up my tumble dry sheet. I'm going to lay that onto my Pico foam. I've got the other fan on because it's really warm in here again today. That goes on there. We're going to position our parchment like so. A couple of Groovi tabs to hold everything in place. It sure does fly when you're having fun. I totally agree. Or when you waffle too much. Which I often have the case. I often do. Okay. Now I've got a second tumble dry sheet. And what I'm going to do, just to get started, I'm just going to fold it up several times. And I'm going to bring my super foam into place. And I'm going to take my tool and I'm just going to I'm just stabbing the tumble dry sheet with my medium Pico V tool. And what that's doing, it's going to help the first stages to lubricate the needles. Okay, because I personally think it makes a big difference if you do this first. Okay. Then we're going to take our groove guide. I'm going to have a look at this one here. I really like this design here. So if we have a look at it in the book, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I will come in closer. So let me just go to the book, okay, and show you the piece. So this is the one that we're looking at here. And I want to have a play with this one. And I also want to have a play with this one. But I also like this one as well. Okay, so we'll see how far we go. How far we go, how far we get. Oh dear, I'm going to zoom in now. Which way do I need to go? Just standing up, doing my stretching exercises. So we're going to zoom in. I'm going to come in slowly and then I'll readjust my work. So I don't know, it's working quite well in the center. Don't reckon I can come in any closer than that. Okay, and then let's have a look at the side camera to see where we are here. Okay, I always get this one wrong, so I need to go this way, really off the page. There we go. Because I think we agreed last week, was it better coming in from the side camera or was it better coming in from the overhead? I can't remember now. Last week was definitely a long time ago. Okay, so when we have a look at the Pico V, so this is the medium one, and this has 8 needles, 4 on either side. Okay, so when I hold that, if I hold that, you can see how you've got that V shape. And on the bottom, you've got your little symbol, and believe it or not, there's a tiny little number 2 in there as well. Okay. So what we're going to do, we need to shallow perforate first. Because if we want to add white work like that finished piece had, then you don't want your hole to be fully perforated. Okay. So get into a position where the back 2 needles are lined up on the dots. Okay. And then you're going to bring your tool, bring your tool upright until all of the dots are lined up with the needle, or the needles are lined up with the dots. And then just check, we're going to perforate. Okay, wasn't too hard, was it? Then I'm going to turn my work so it's more comfortable for me and where I can see the tools. So we're going to take those ones there, Those ones there. Bring it up and perforate. Okay, so every time we perforate, we're lubricating the needles because we've popped the tumble dry sheet underneath. So we're going to work our way around our design, just like so. And I'm going at a slow pace. But once you start doing it yourself and you get into a rhythm, it's quite amazing how quickly you can achieve something so easily. And because Linda has given us the patterns, so for example, we could take this particular design and pop it as a focal point on our card or as a centerpiece or as an accent. And as I say, when you start looking at the designs and realize that what you can do with a shaped multi-needle tool is quite staggering, really. Okay, so I'm going to work my way around. So I'm doing the middle one first, like so. Okay, where was that black piece of card I had last week? So now, if I come to the overhead and I pop that in underneath, there we go, we've got a lovely little star. Okay, and it didn't take long, did it? It really didn't. So we can take that piece of card out and let's have a look at the inner part. And you could extend this further and further out. Okay, so let's go back on the other camera. Let me bring it back over this way and just repeat the process. So there really is no difficulty really when we come to use the multi-needle tools. And as Glynis shows us in each Sunday on the different projects that you can create. And for me, with the Pico Vs, I can do this design in the smaller Pico V, the larger Pico V. It just takes a little bit more practice. Okay, because if I was to try and use the small Pico V tool, I could get a rough idea of where I need to go, but they wouldn't sort of, the positions wouldn't line up. The dots wouldn't line up with the needles. Okay, I might give that a go in a minute, just have a look, just to have a look-see to see what happens. Okay, and take your time getting the needles lined up. See, look, I went a little bit wonky there, but in the scheme of things, it's not really going to matter so much. I just need to concentrate a little bit. And you do need to make sure that the tool is completely upright. Okay. So I'm going to follow this one round like so. And say, don't press until you're happy with the needles being in place. So we're just going to go round and round and round. Just like my head is at the moment, going round and round and round. So now let's have a look on the overhead for what we've come up with so far. There we go. See, it looks like a dahlia, doesn't it? Like a star flower. I like that. See, like, no. See, sometimes being a little bit too overconfident can backfire. I sort of had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I'm gonna stick to the plan. Unless obviously you tell me to go off plan. No, I won't. I'm going to stick to what we're doing to start with. Okay. So now tools are in place. And it definitely makes a difference turning your work to make it easier. Rather than sort of, I mean, could I come from the forward 2 needles and come back? Yeah, I could do that as well. That works just as good. All it is you're just getting your positioning. So maybe you may find that going to the top 2 and falling back might work better for you as well. Give it a go. See what you think. So, question from Pat. Am I shallow piercing? I am indeed, Pat. I'm using the Pico foam, which is just 4mm in depth. Hang on, let's get this one in place. There we go. Yes, because I thought what we would do is do a little bit of white work in there. And if I deep perforated, then there's a real chance that I could break the holes, so to speak. This is a lovely little design, isn't it? Really like this little star flower. Did Glynis use this one? I'm going to look at the artwork in a minute, see if Glynis used this one. Right, hang on, get that one in. Coming this way. That goes there, that goes there, and that goes there. Okay. So let's have a look on the overhead. Where are we? We're over here. Bring that in. Look at that. That's very nice. I like you. I like you a lot. Right, let's have a look, see if Glynis used it in one of her pieces. Don't know whether she did or not. No, not on this occasion. But I'm sure Glynis has used it on many occasions. Okay, so I just said I wanted to try something, didn't I? Now, I don't know if this is going to work or whether it won't work, but what I want to do is I'm going to take this piece of parchment off of this pattern. Okay, and I'm going to go to a new pattern. Okay, and I'm going to position this one to the side. So look, where am I? Because I want to try something. This may work or it may not work, but I'm going to give it a go. So that maybe if you're at home, you're thinking, oh, will it work with this? Will it work with that? So I'm going to go with the Pico V Small. Because what I want to try and do is see if I can follow this pattern with the smaller tool. And what it's doing, it's just giving me a rough idea of where to position the tools. Okay. So it may work, it may not work, but let's have a go. Right, what I want to do first is lubricate my needles like so. Let's come back in on this camera. And we need to come all the way over here. There we go. So let's have a look. If I take the 2 needles at the tool, that's interesting. Okay. Of course. Yes. I get it now. I've just had a moment. Okay, so the Pico V Small has 3 needles down each side. The Pico V Medium has 4 needles down each side. and the Pico V large has 5 needles down the side. So if I use the Pico V small with the larger pattern, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm using the 2 needles at the top to position, and what it's doing is it is ignoring the bottom 2 dots. Okay, so right, I'm going to have a play with this then. So I'm going to, you don't mind me digressing a little, do you? Yeah, I've just realised that, Glynis, that the bigger tools are just extended by an extra needle. Something so obvious isn't obvious until you start playing. Well, until I started playing. I knew obviously they were different sizes and they had different size. They had different number of needles in them. But I suppose it's like anything, isn't it? You start to play. And this really was just a thought whether it would work or not. Right, okay. So this one I've used the small. Okay. The one in the middle, I'm going to go with the medium as per the pattern. And the more needles you have, just requires a little bit more pressure when perforating. Okay. I won't go that far, Linda, about having a eureka moment. I just thought, I just wondered, and I was pleasantly surprised. So, and I'm sure many people will be aware of this, that you can do this, but I've only just had that thought, so to speak. Okay, so we've got the medium, we've got the small. What I should have done was put small, medium, and now I'm going to go large, as they say. Let's go large. So what that's going to do, it's going to increase. Am I on the large one? Yeah. Okay. Oh, right. I struggled there to perforate the parchment and the paper. Any thoughts on why that was a little bit more of a struggle? I didn't lubricate my needles first. I didn't lubricate my needles. This is very interesting. Do you think? Or is it just me being a sado? Probably just me. And it's going to look weird because the dots will not line up. So when you perforate, don't think, oh no, it looks horrible. We'll do the reveal in a moment and see what it looks like. Okay. A little bit twisted too much that way. Okay on the camera? Yeah. Definitely makes a difference lubricating your needles before you perforate first. And then go around. And we work our way around. And as long as you keep that tool upright, I'm definitely finding it easier when because I'm using the different tools on this piece. It's definitely the pitch between the top 2 needles is the same regardless of the size. Okay. Right, let's have a look. Let's come in on the overhead for the reveal. Could look rubbish. Could look good. Where's my bit of card gone? Let's have a look. Dum dum dum. Okay. Yeah. I think what I should have done was the small in the middle, then the medium, then the large. Or maybe the large in the large in the middle won't work. Maybe the large in the middle. You can see where the large one, it's just extended slightly into some of the tops. That's interesting. Which one do you prefer? So this is using all three sizes. It needs a little bit of tweaking. I reckon I should go small, large, medium. I reckon. And then that's the design exactly how it comes. Different, isn't it? And if I did all of them in the small, I'd get a different look as well. Should we do, let me do one all small. I know. Goodness me, the time. I'm going to do this one in small, and then I'm going to treat you to some sneaky peeks. Goodness me. I really did not think that was the time already. Okay, so I want the smallest one. And I want to lubricate my needles. If you're doing this, make sure that your fingers are wide enough apart. And we all know why that would be, wouldn't it? Okay, so let me come back over this way. Right, so if I stick with the top two needles, there, come in. Let's do a bit of obvious now. I'm going to do, not that makes sense, does it? Do all of them at once. Not all of them at once, but you know what I mean. All in the same direction, so I'm not going around 3 times. But you can go around 3 times. It's all about, you may only want the centre part. You may just want the outer part. So in a way, the tools give you that flexibility, don't they? But I do like this idea of combining the 3 different sizes on one project. And what Glynis did on one of her pieces, one of those tags where she's used the 3 different sizes along the edges, looks lovely. I really like that effect. Okay, let's work our way around. I think this is going to look good. I think it's going to give us a totally different look to what we already have. And I suppose because of the way in which this particular pattern has been designed, it works, if you know what I mean. If you was going, for example, if we was using this one, it wouldn't work as well. I don't know. Maybe it would. But Linda has done all this work for us to practice and to play. And then I'm just showcasing the various different elements. And sometimes when we go off piece a little, we can find something amazing. Okay, should we have a look at this one then and see what this one does? Let's come back in on the overhead. I'm going to take it off of the pattern, and then we'll go straight onto the tumble dry sheet. That didn't help, did it? There we go. Oh, I missed one. Let me go back in and put that one in. Quick. Hang on. Right, that's slotted back in. Spin that round so I can see it. We can't have an incomplete image. There we go. So that works. I like that one. Okay, I've forgotten now what we did. This is all done with the medium. This one is done with a combination of the small, medium and large. And this one here is done with all the small. I like it. I like it a lot. I do indeed. What do you think? I think it's good that you can play and check, because the pattern's already been prescribed to you. Maybe that's something that when you get a little bit more time, you can take one of the patterns that's maybe designed for a particular size tool, like this one, and then do it on the smaller size or do it on the large size and see what you come up again. Looks like a firework just exploded. Yeah. I really, this is lovely. And I'm sure on some of the other designs on the pattern, you could do it and get a different look. I suppose if you did it on this one with the smaller tool, you'd have a solid gap all the way through, wouldn't you? I mean, Linda's given us, whoops, I can't see it. Linda's given us sort of like basic corners and edges using the tools on all three different sizes. But I think these elements that you can change by using the different size is a really good idea. My mind is whirling now. I don't know if that's good. Jane says she's definitely getting her book out now. I think you should, Jane. Yeah. So look at this and this. This is very clever. Right. Okay. It's 2:15. It's 2:15. It can't be. Time for some sneaky peeks of what we've got coming up. Goodness, I need like a time check or someone to whack me on the head with the time, because it really doesn't matter how much I plan, it never goes to plan. And why should it? Okay, so should we have a look at the brand new and exclusive from Linda Williams, and this launches at 4 o'clock on Thursday on Create and Craft. It's exclusive to the TV, so it's 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock on Thursday, and then 8 a.m. on Friday morning, and then it's exclusive to the TV until we'll have it on our website at 9 a.m. on Saturday. It's what we do with all of our new and exclusives. The lovely Dawn Wheeler did a stamp one last week. Always a Thursday to Friday, and then on our website on the Saturday. So I know I'm teasing. I'm dragging this out as long as possible. I know it's building it up. Okay, so The theme for layering frame set 3 is Oriental. Okay. And oh look, I'm going. Can you see the centerpiece? Let me see. I definitely need to zoom out now. So, hang on, which way? I'm going to go this way. It's like a big reveal, isn't it? Look at that. Okay. So as usual with the new and exclusives, we have 3 A4 square plates, 2 of which are sort of what we call traditional Groovi line art. So this is the pagoda. Love this frame. And then you've got these big photo corners. So that's plate number 1. Okay. Plate number 2 is the geisha. Okay. The frames. You've got a dotted frame on the inside. You've got the outer frame here. You've got this frame here. You've got this frame here. You can take a corner. You could use this, well, and the geisha in the middle is beautiful. Okay. Then the third in the collection will always be a dotted cross-stitch stroke tapestry type of effect. And this is a dotted fan. So you've got lovely dotted flowers, you've got some vines coming down there, you've got the lovely fan, but look at these. These, when you see the artwork, okay, these are just smashing. And then as always, we then have a companion plate. And this is sort of like the cherry blossom. When nature's confetti is scattered, like blessings all around you, walk barefoot. Oh, I've just killed that completely. Let's start again. When nature's confetti is scattered, like blessings all around you, walk barefoot on the carpet of soft pink blossoms, and let your gratitude turn what you have into enough. Okay. This corner, the little dangly bit. Those little dangly bits could go on Barb's flowers, couldn't they? Not saying anything. Right, okay, you're ready to be blown away. The designs blow me away. But let's have a look at some artwork. So this has been created by Linda herself. Okay. This is one of the pieces I plan to demonstrate on Thursday. Okay. It is so achievable. It really is. Okay. Now let me show you another piece that Linda has created using the same plate, but a different technique. Look. Okay. Let me bring both of these side by side. Same plate, different technique. Okay. Traced out with your white line art, and this one is traditional colouring on the front. Let me bring this up. For me, this looks like a china plate. Okay. The camera really does not do it any justice at all. Okay. So those 2 pieces there are from Linda. The lovely Karen Jackson has created this piece. Look, we've got little tassels. She's little tassels. Okay. Mixing up red and black parchment. Very oriental in style. Another piece, and now we're moving on to the geisha. And don't forget the frames are all interchangeable. So we have the pagoda, the sort of scene in the middle. But you don't forget you can replace the image with anything you like in the middle. Okay, moving on to the geisha. This is another one that I plan to demonstrate. This one I think I'm going to do at 8 o'clock on Thursday evening. Some colouring on there, some little bit of white work. Look how well the companion papers bring it all together. This next piece is from Julie Campbell. Okay, love this. Look at those frames. So we can see now exactly how the two plates work perfectly together. You've got that outer frame from the geisha, and then you've got these fantastic photo corners from the pagoda plate. Now, I don't need to explain who's done this next one. I think you'll all know straight away who's done this one. That is a china plate. That really is. So the lovely Frances has created that piece. The lovely willow effect, the colour palette. We have another geisha coloured in by Linda Williams. Look. Okay, hang on. La la la, la la la. Am I back? La la la, la la la. That's my singing. La la. Can you hear me? I think you can. Yeah. Okay. Super duper. Where was I? See, it's the excitement, isn't it? The excitement. Okay. So this was. There we go. This is the piece created by Glynis. Then also using that dotted frame, we have a piece by Carol Baker. Okay. Then another piece by the lovely Josie Davidson. Look at this. I love this. This is using Jane's frame, the picture frame, and then infilled with those borders. But look at the pastel, the softness, the beauty. I really love the colours on this one. And it's taken that lovely verse from the companion plate. Okay, a few more to share with you. This one is from Glynis, and this is using the rainbow parchment. Isn't that gorgeous? What colour? Rose Garden. So that's using the cherry blossom, and you get that lovely blend of colour. Okay, Then another piece of artwork. This one is from Linda Williams herself. Now, if you notice on this one, the frame, do you recognize that frame? The frame is from the last month's release, which was the dotted snowdrop, the dotted cross-stitch snowdrop frame. So you can see now how all these frames that are building up over a period of months, you can mix and match the different frames with the different designs. Look. They look as if you could pick them off the plate. They're not on a plate, but you know what I mean. And then the final piece to share with you is from Frances Knott. So she's used that frame, brought in the corner, and then put the blossom behind it. So all of the colouring, I'm guessing, has all been done on the top in a traditional style where there's no line art involved at all. The same as this piece here that Linda's created, or more my level, tracing out the white line art and then introducing the colour. Okay. Wow. The design team, I don't know why I'm here. The design team are the people that make the artwork sing. They really do. I just in that position where I go on TV and showcase it. Can't take any credit for these beautiful pieces of artwork, and I never would. I mean, the time and effort that's gone into all of this beautiful artwork is sort of up there. It really does. It's like Christmas when we get the artwork in. It's like Christmas. You go through and you go, oh wow, oh look at that, and then you compare. You don't compare the design team, but you compare what's been done. Like those two pieces I showed you from Linda with the sort of the line art as opposed to sort of more of the traditional colouring. We need a demonstration on the blue one of Linda's. My level will be this one as opposed to this one. I could do it if I was shown how to do it, just like you at home. And I'm sure it just requires a very steady hand. But they're just this is just a small amount of artwork to showcase. So Barb will blog all the rest of the artwork later in the week. I will be on TV on Thursday at 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock, and then on Friday at 8 a.m. So thank you for this artwork. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you've got something out of using the PicoVs and maybe sort of just going outside the box a little bit and thinking about mixing and matching. That was literally just off the top of my head thinking, would it work? Would it not work? I mean, I could have practiced that and said, okay, it does work, it doesn't work. But sometimes doing it sort of live, you can see if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. So thank you for Sue for her help in the room today. And as always, the design team for all their help and encouragement. So yeah, Thursday and Friday's TV. Don't forget to check out Barbara's blog, barbaragrayblog.com. Also the Clarity Matters blog, where Glynis will have done another 2 projects using the PicoV medium on Sunday. Bank holiday Monday, enjoy whatever you're getting up to if you're not working. And I'll be back with you next Tuesday for the large PicoV. And we'll see what we can come up with that one. So thank you as always. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll see you all very soon because I was just about to sneeze. Bye bye, everybody. I'll turn it off before I sneeze. Bye.